Some things in life were meant to take a pounding, to sustain a severe impact. Even some things made of metal were designed to withstand the most severe impact time after time. And depending on the thickness of the metal, even to survive the worst imaginable impact. But this is not one of them. When properly filled and sealed, today's modern aluminum can will withstand a fair amount of abuse, safely contain liquids like carbonated beverages at almost explosive pressures, and protect beverage products at extreme ranges of temperatures. Yet, the can itself can be damaged quite easily if proper care is not taken, especially when it is still empty. And last, if given a choice, would you take this product off the store shelf or this one? And would you select this container or this one? Both contain good products and probably are still safely sealed and contained, but one of each doesn't look that good. At Ball, our goal is to supply your company with the best cans possible at the lowest cost. And as some of the people responsible for can handling, you are a very vital link in that chain. So, we are going to take a quick look at some of the ways that metal containers can be damaged during handling and storage. We'll start with the empty can as it comes off the manufacturing line. Here, the container is most vulnerable to damage. Would you like to try putting an end on this can? Probably not. Well, neither can a finely tuned seaming machine, yet damage like this is not uncommon. Normally, pallets of empty cans are unloaded at your operations by forklift trucks. Here, care must be taken to prevent damaging the empty cans when they are most vulnerable. Hopefully, the pallets of cans were in good condition when they left our Ball manufacturing facility. And while we take every precaution to prevent damage, sometimes we can mess up, or the cans could have been damaged during shipment. Take a second to eyeball the pallet before removing it. Is it tilted? Do all the layers look even? Do any of the pallets seem to be damaged? You'll probably be stacking the pallets of empty cans for future use. But again, take a second or two to look over the pallet after removing it from the trailer and before stacking it in your warehouse or placing it on your can depalletizer. Damaged empty cans at the corner of a pallet will usually be traced to a forklift operator who is jockeying the pallet load out of a tight spot. A row of damaged cans across the pallet was probably caused by coming in too high with the load, causing the pallet to crease the cans. This often occurs when placing a load on the conveyor to the depalletizer. If you find damaged cans about halfway up a pallet, it could have been caused by the guard on the forklift coming in contact with the cans. You can prevent this by making sure the forklift blades are level with the floor, and do not tilt the load. Pallet loads always should be handled gently when stacking or unstacking them in the warehouse. This is not a time to hurry. When the cans are needed, they are loaded onto the start of the conveyor line, usually starting with a depalletizer. Here, the operator should be alert for any damaged cans and remove them quickly to avoid problems further up the line. A plastic mirror over the depalletizer sweep area is an important inspection aid. Next, the cans usually are conveyed to a short rinse before heading to the filler, where the product is dispensed into the cans. Your operations may differ from the equipment shown here, but most steps are similar. After filling, the can ends are double seamed onto the can body. This is a precise operation and will not work on dented cans or those that are not perfectly round. The filler and seamer should be adjusted to the manufacturer's recommendations. A Ball Corporation Customer Equipment Service representative would be pleased to assist you in maintaining proper machine adjustments. Once filled, the cans are given a final rinse to remove any product that may have splashed on the sides. With cold-filled product, the product may go through a can warmer or tunnel pasteurizer. This raises the can and product temperature above the dew point to keep condensation or sweat from forming on the can's exterior. Hot-filled or retorted product usually is cooled to 90 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. As cans move down the conveyor, be alert for turns and angles where the cans can slam into each other and possibly sustain damage. Also, look for protruding equipment, nails or fasteners that could scratch or dent cans. From this point on, products should be kept as clean as possible. Minimize the use of line lubricant on the conveying line. Product entering secondary packaging should be warmed above the dew point and be completely dry to prevent the development of end-score line stress corrosion leakage. The use of air knives can assist in removing excess moisture from the conveyed product. Also, a fill height detector can be valuable in rejecting underfilled or leaking cans without potential damage to properly filled and sealed product. Next is secondary packaging. Again, this may vary depending on the type of tray, paperboard, or other container used for the finished products. Here again, it's important to check for any damage to the cans, especially if they are banging into each other or dropping more than an inch or so. The most common problems our customers have with cans are damaged domes and leakers. Sometimes these two problems are related. Has this ever happened to someone you know? Note the damage caused to the uncoated dome of the can. It's not a big problem when the end user drops a can that will soon be opened, although carbonated beverages can build up pressure and spray contents everywhere. However, when a package of cans is dropped during the production process, the extra pressure created can cause the score to fracture and leak. These leaking cans in turn get other cans wet and start the process of secondary corrosion. Knowing this, you can understand how important it is to avoid impacts with the finished product. So first you want to make sure that good pallets are being used when stacking the finished product. Check for broken boards. Make sure the boards are evenly spaced and are uniform in their thickness. It's also wise to check for protruding nails that can damage cans. Stack the packaged product squarely on the pallets. If corners stick out like this or if they overhang, you are asking for trouble. And then make sure all the pallets are aligned. Also, note that an underhang condition like this can occur if the pallet is too big for the number of packages it holds. This will allow the cases to shift during transport. About 12 to 15 inches of clearance should be maintained between rows of pallets in the warehouse. This allows for daily inspection of warehoused goods to check for evidence of wet cans, leakers, or improperly stacked pallets. A daily inspection with a flashlight of warehouse product is a prudent quality check. Wet cases should be pulled immediately and discarded. Ball does not recommend recasing a product from wet cases, since secondary corrosion from the outside in already may have started. And under no circumstances should a pallet be shipped if there are noticeably wet cases. This corrosion will continue during transport and cause more loss and damage out in the field. If everyone does their job well and with concern for damage, the canned product should arrive at your customer's shelves in good condition. We covered a lot pretty quickly, so now we'll review the highlights. Mostly it's just common sense, and you'll remember more than you think right now. We've tried to cover the most common ways a can could be damaged, but there may be others that are particular to your operations. You'll know them when you see them. Just be alert for other problems that could cause damage to the cans, and inform your supervisor of any concerns or suggestions you may have to prevent damage. The road a can travels from our Ball production line to your product operations to your final customer is indeed a long and hazardous one, often amounting to hundreds of miles, and often through conditions that could ruin the work you and your coworkers did to get the best product and best looking product to your customers. Just remember, this was meant to take a severe pounding, and this was not. As one of those people involved in can handling, your role in preventing and controlling damage is especially important.